Ahoy hoy, it is Trevor once again from Plateau Astro, and I'm here to teach you again about this great free app called Gaia Sky, which lets you explore the solar system and the universe in a really cool way. I've made 3 videos so far. This is the 4th one. In the previous videos, I show you just how to install the app, how to get a game controller set up so you can fly around the solar system. And the last video, I showed you about data packs, and data packs let you install different things in the app so you can view them. I'm going to go a bit further in this one. We're going to show some higher resolution textures for some of the planets. You might have noticed they look a little bit fuzzy, so I'm going to show you how you can install so the planets look a little bit nicer. We're going to install some other things too. We're going to install some other spacecraft like the James Webb Space Telescope and maybe Hubble. We're also going to look at some nebulae, so you can explore that in a cool way. Also some aurora around the Earth, which is, it's 2025. We're getting a lot of splashes of aurora around our planet. And then we're going to finish with a black hole. Kids really love seeing this when I do my shows. So let's open up Gaia Sky. So I have it open here. And this is just the splash screen. Again, in the previous video, I was showing you the dataset manager. And this is where you can control what you want to see in Gaia Sky. So I'm just going to go here again, dataset manager. In the last video, I just had a couple installed with the base data pack, which you need to run. I installed this Hipparcos new reduction, which shows some of the nearby stars. Then I installed this Near Gal Cat, which shows some of the nearby galaxies near us. And then the International Space Station, the space station flying around the Earth. I'm just going to load up the app right now. Let me just turn off a few things, make sure those are turned off, okay? I'm just going to start the app, just show you what sort of the Earth and Mars look like just by default in the app. They look a little bit fuzzy, a little bit pixelated, and you might be wondering, is that the best that this app can do? This app can do better than that. So here's Earth. Again, I'm controlling this with my controller. And when you get a little bit closer, the quality's, you know, it's not bad, but eventually you kind of get close enough and it just looks a little bit fuzzy, a little bit pixelated. I'll go to where I am right now here in Montreal, Quebec area, and it looks okay, but you get a little bit closer. It just seems like as you zoom in, it should get a little bit higher quality. Okay, you can see it's quite pixelated there. I'm going to go to Mars. I'm going to press F and go to M-A-R-S. It's going to put me there. And I'll zoom towards Mars. And again, it looks okay right here. But once I get a little bit closer, again, this just looks a little bit not great, okay? So very kind of pixelated, and you'd think we have better imagery of Mars. We definitely do. There's some other objects around the solar system that also look a little bit fuzzy when you first go to them, some of the moons of, say, Jupiter or Saturn. And so this is how I'm going to show you how you can sort of solve this with another data pack. So I'm going to go to Preferences, and to Data, and this is the Dataset Manager here, same screen that we saw at the beginning when you open the app, so Dataset Manager. And available for download, there's 2 tabs here, available for download and installed. Available for download, high resolution textures. So this is another texture pack that we can install. And this installs some better imagery for some objects, okay? So I'm gonna download this, okay? Just takes a second here. Another thing I'm going to download, this is kind of at the bottom on the available for download, and it is this section called Virtual Texture Packs. And there's a few here, and when on yours, if you haven't downloaded it here, there's going to be a few more. I've already downloaded them because they're a little bit big, okay? So I'm just going to show you where these are. So I've already downloaded them. I'll show you the installed screen. So it has installed this high resolution textures, okay? So it's enabled now. Okay, and in this virtual texture packs, we have some other ones here. These are quite big. You can see they're 1.3 gigs, 1.4 gigs. So I've pre-downloaded these. So 64K Mars diffuse. This is a higher quality version imagery map of Mars. So I've already downloaded it. I'm going to enable it. I've downloaded this 128K Earth surface. VT stands for virtual texture. Okay, I'm going to enable that. So this will give us a better view of the Earth. And I've also installed this Earth Cloud virtual texture pack, which has just a cloud map over Earth. So it just looks a little bit nicer. So I've enabled all these, including the high resolution textures. So I'm going to save. Save preferences. Now I got to restart the app. So I'm going to go to the bottom left, hit the X, and I'm going to reopen the app. And I can go back to the dataset manager just to make sure that it is in fact enabled, and they still are. So we're good. So close, and let's start Gaia Sky. And let's make this full screen. All right, let's start with Earth. It looked a little bit fuzzy when we got close up to it. So let's get a little bit closer again. Let's go check out where I live in North America here. All right, still kind of looks the same, but once you get close enough, you're gonna notice that it gets better. So right about here, it started to get a little bit fuzzy last time. But now, as we get a little bit closer, the imagery actually looks quite a bit better, a little bit sharper here, okay? So before it was quite fuzzy for Montreal. Okay, now this texture pack shows it sort of snow-filled. I mean, this isn't the best example, but that texture pack makes it look a lot better. You see a lot of these coastlines a little bit better, okay? So that's that. Also the cloud map. This looks really cool too. So you see Earth right this, and it looks good, but it just sort of looks a little unnatural. In here on the left-hand side, I'm gonna hit type visibility, and there's an option here for clouds, all right? And we've downloaded this other texture pack. When I enable that, that looks a little bit more like what Earth should actually look like with cloud cover over it. And it looks really good during a presentation or during a planetarium show. So that texture pack is really quite cool. Totally recommend downloading it. All right, so that's Earth. And I'll just turn the clouds on and off so you can see like that. All right, let's go zoom out and we'll go to Mars. So again, hit F, go to Mars. And another thing you can do, so I can push the controller forward like this. Mars isn't too far away, but if something is further away, sometimes it takes a moment to get there. If you hit Control G, it automatically takes you to that object. So I'll just show you that, Control G, and it takes me there. And I think I'm on the dark side of Mars right now, but if I go like this, you're gonna notice that it is a better quality texture for Mars right now. Okay, so as we get closer, eventually if you zoom close enough, it's gonna get pixelated. But this is a much higher quality version of Mars than we had before. There's also some other virtual texture packs for elevation and such. I'm not gonna go through those right now, but I encourage you to sort of explore some of those so you can get an idea of how high some of these mountain ranges and stuff are of Mars and of Earth and the Moon. So totally recommend you check those out. So those are a couple of things there. I'm gonna go back to the Earth. All right, I'll hit Control G, takes me right there. And let's go check out a few other things in the data pack manager. So again, preferences, data, dataset manager, and I'm on the available for download. Let's go check out some spacecraft here. Okay, now we checked out the International Space Station before. I'm gonna install the James Webb Space Telescope and also Hubble. Okay, so I have them on the enabled tab here. They are enabled, but I need to reset the restart the app. So let's X out of that. Open Gaia Sky again. And I'm showing this just because I find it really useful in the lessons to teach about the James Webb Space Telescope and the difference of where Hubble is versus JWST. So we have Earth. Earth looks the same. We didn't install any texture packs or anything like that for Earth this time. But I'm gonna turn on the names and the orbits, and we see the ISS, which we saw there before, and we should see Hubble. And we are not. And that is because, did I install it correctly? Dataset Manager installed. Let me check in real time here. Oh, I installed Voyagers 1 and 2. My bad. Okay. Give me a second here. Sorry. Hubble. Hubble, there it is. Okay. They have a few other ones in here. So they do have Voyager. Showed you that. So let's restart the app again. Sorry about that. X. Okay, sometimes it's good to see somebody screw up in their video. Just to make sure Dataset Manager installed. Is Hubble in here? Yes, it is. All right. Good. You know that this is all real then. Okay. So now this time, let us go visit Hubble. Okay. There it is, right in front of us. Okay. So we can see Hubble there. Okay, and Hubble's a very famous telescope. Kids seem to know what Hubble is, and they're starting to know what James Webb Space Telescope is, JWST. And Hubble goes around the Earth. Okay, it's actually quite close to the Earth, but the same height as the International Space Station. And I think kids, they assume that the JWST is the same distance away, that it orbits around the Earth, but it is not. It's actually quite a bit further from Earth. Okay, so we have Earth and the Moon. Where is JWST? It's about 4 times the distance of Earth and the Moon. And you can see it here. It's around this other spacecraft called Gaia, which is how this app gets its name. And you can get an idea of the difference in the distance that JWST is. I'm going to go press F, and I'm just going to show you Hubble, and I'll show you the model of it. Okay, and let's go towards Hubble. And you can see it here. Okay, there's a Hubble Space Telescope. You probably recognize this, going around the Earth. Now let's go to JWST. JWST. And here it is here. Okay, very different looking craft and very different distance away from the Earth. Okay. So that's that. And then we can also check out Voyager if you want to. I could zoom out, and Voyagers are way out beyond the planets. So they should be, yep, way out there. Okay. I don't know if these orbits are actually correct, but you can see, get an idea of where they actually are in space. I think that should be correct. All right, let's go enable just 3 other things, and I'll get this sort of done for you here. Go into Preferences, Data, Dataset Manager, and I want to show you a few other really cool things. So at the bottom here, volumetric aurora. This was installed or created a few months ago. I actually requested of the developer, could you make this? And he pulled it off in a couple of days. So we're going to look at aurora. We're also going to turn on some nebula. Okay, and I'm going to search for this, okay, at the filter tin, nebula. And you can see NGC 2000 nebula. Okay, so this is a catalog of some of the different nebula that are available for download. And I'm going to download a black hole, Gargantua black hole. So I've enabled or downloaded these, and they should be enabled automatically after download. Okay, but again, got to restart the app. Let us X out of here and restart. And start Gaia Sky. They should be enabled. Okay. Now, obviously, aurora are around the Earth, so when this opens up, we should see some aurora up on top. I'm going to turn off some of this other stuff here. So this is some new stuff here, okay, that the developer put in just a few months ago, and we can get an idea of the aurora around the Earth. Okay. Now this can sort of tax your computer if you get a little bit too close to it, but you can see that it's sort of swaying above there. Okay. And as I get a little bit closer, I think the particles start to get into effect. You can maybe see it sort of chugging along a little bit here. Like that. Yeah, it's getting we're dropping a few frames here. But this is a really cool thing that I found kids really enjoy during a show too, because they've been hearing a lot about aurora lately the last year or so. So that exists and is in there. Nebula. Let's go check this out. I think I have this set up right. So I'm going to type nebula, and a few of these should show up here. Yeah, so I'm going to go, let's go to, is it Butterfly Nebula? Now I think this is also kind of a new feature. Before, these just used to be sort of 2D images in the app. Okay, and they worked okay. The imagery looks all right, but these have been transformed into a 3D sort of version. Okay, so just show you that here. Okay, at a certain distance, okay, these just sort of, it just shows the imagery. But once you get sort of close enough, it turns into a volumetric, like a 3D version of this. Okay, so now we're actually I'm flying around this nebula here, and we're getting an idea of what the shape of it kind of is. See if I can get a little bit closer in. And again, this might tax your computer if you get kind of close into it here. But this is also sort of a new feature, having this nebula data pack. I'll try one more. Nebula's Crab Nebula, one of them. Yep, I think this one is also. Again, I'm just gonna hit Control G just to jump right to it. Yep, here we go. So I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit here, and you're gonna see the image of it. So you see it looks kind of flat there, edge on. If I go face on, you see it like that. Okay, this is what it looked like up to like less than a year ago. But now, as you get closer to it, it turns into this volumetric 3D thing that we can explore. And this sort of gives kids an idea, kids and adults, an idea of what is going on during a nebula. A new star is being born, a stellar nursery. Okay, one other last thing is, let's check out a black hole. Okay, so I'm gonna type F, go black hole, and I usually end my shows on this because kids really like it. And again, this could just be 2D imagery, but over the last year or so, this has been turned into an actual 3D object. So we're flying towards it, we're getting towards the black hole, and you can kind of see that it's getting kind of weird around there. Okay. Now, I don't have time turned on. Time is off. You can see it up at the top there. So I'm going to press forward, and time is set to 1. Okay. And now you can kind of get a sense of the black hole. Okay, so I'm sort of flying around it. It's going to look a little weird because black holes are just inherently a little bit weird. But this data pack lets you get pretty close to it. Kids want to go inside. We can't go inside because we don't quite know what happens past the event horizon. They always ask that question. But you get an idea of a black hole here. Kind of looks like that movie Interstellar. So this is a really cool data pack to show for kids as well. So that is a review of just some of the other data packs that you might find interesting, that you can sort of incorporate to have fun, or if you're doing any lessons about this stuff. I'm gonna do some other videos teaching about some other things, some other data packs. But hopefully this was another good video and you got some use out of it. So thanks for watching.